What up out there, y'all? What's going on today? We back, taking care of some business. Whew, it's a long morning, but hey, I want to hop on here real quick. I want to drop my 2 cents with you guys about Jonathan Majors. I have another little channel about film called Black to the Film. I'll put the link to the video in the description box. Jonathan Majors is still a phenomenal actor. He's still a great thespian. He still has so much potential. And he got railroaded. And everybody's out here trying to explain stuff as if it makes any sense. Even lawyers are perplexed. Even professional lawyers are perplexed. So all you laymen need to back off, okay? For those of you, I guess every African American understands, like, legally, you don't stand a chance. If somebody like him, with his money and his fame and his connections, could be facing 1 year for getting a text from a woman. Understand what happened. People keep forgetting about how this happened to him. What happened to him. People forget about that part. He was minding his business and he got a text or some type of communication from a woman. The person in his I wouldn't even call her his girlfriend, because there's no loyalty there. I wouldn't even call her his girlfriend. I would say she's just a hanger-on, a clout chaser. She's a agent of another system. And what happened was that he got a text from a woman, or some type of communication from a woman, and she flipped out on him. She started attacking him in the car. What is she supposed to do? She's attacking him, grabbing his personal items. If he had an iPhone and she took it in the state of New York, that's theft. They don't know that's stealing the iPhone, taking the iPhone. If I'm in New York and we're sitting at a table, whether I know you or not, I take your iPhone. I take your iPhone and leave with it. That's theft in New York State. Look it up. I'm going to put the link in the description box below. They made that a crime because of it was crazy once upon a time with iPhone thefts. Just people losing it, and then, now it's low jack, so it's totally worthless to take an iPhone. But the point is that she could be charged with theft. Of course, it's a misdemeanor though, right? It's a misdemeanor. It's like petty misdemeanor. I think it's lower than a misdemeanor, but the point is that there are 54% of women on the planet, so it's only men and women on the planet. What he's supposed to have? He's supposed to have a monk life. He only supposed to talk to men. Only men are supposed to communicate with him. See, what women don't understand is that when you get involved with a man who is famous, you get what you want. He's famous. He's got money. He's got all these things. You're never just gonna be alone with him. Not that I think she was really in a relationship with him. I don't know what it was, but she definitely wasn't in no relationship with him, because clearly her reaction to someone else viewing for his attention, it set her off. It set her off to the point where either, I'm going to speak about it hypothetically. I'm going to tell you my personal opinion in a minute, but it set her off to the point where she did not feel secure enough being involved with him. She felt like he was going to dump her, and he was probably the best man she could ever achieve acquiring or getting attention from in her life, ever. And so she flipped out. She starts beating him. He tries to get away. And he's like, leave me alone. He tries to get away. Leave me alone. And we literally see him chasing her, which is kind of funny. It says a lot. It says a lot because he's running from her, right? And so she's chasing him, which is pretty much what women do. Women want to chase the quote-unquote, what they call a HVM. I'm not going to say the term because the term is asinine and stupid, and we keep allowing African-American men, we got to stop allowing these monikers to be put on us. This is why we get in these problems, because in her mind, she's like, oh my God, he's an HVM. I got to get him back. I got to chase him down. He's running. She's never going to catch him, right? But he's running, which is an irony to it. So the real crime is of the justice system. You understand how the justice system works. Factually, in America, you can be accused of anything. It's not hard to do. They don't have to have much. It's not hard to do. Sometimes they need a complainant. Sometimes they don't need a complainant. Sometimes they just need an eyewitness to mistakenly identify you. Now, maybe his lawyer didn't really attack certain things. From a legal, I'm not a lawyer, but I mean, I would have proposed that that's not him. I would have raised enough doubt that he did not attack her in the vehicle, as they claim, right? Because he really didn't attack her. He got attacked. So somebody did something to her, but it wasn't him. That's what my defense would have been. And I would have challenged her to really prove it was him. Now, how can you prove it was him? You really can't. And there goes enough reasonable doubt for the jury, But, I think it's a lot of things going on now. Basically, this is an example of another African-American man being railroaded. People are like, oh, this, that. Well, look, man, forget Hollywood. You don't need Hollywood. You don't need Hollywood to succeed. I saw Taraji P. Henderson crying on TV about being underpaid. And I'm so dismayed by these people that don't understand technology, content, new media. You don't need Hollywood to get paid anymore. You don't. Taraji P. and Jonathan Majors can make a movie. They can raise money to make a movie. And I guarantee you their audience is global. They will make $1 billion without even having to make the movie. They could sit on a couch and talk about the movie and make $1 billion without ever having to film the movie. Now, the problem why they can't do that is because they literally signed their professional selves away for ever how many years in perpetuity where they can't compete. They did this not knowing that it's a trap. It's a trap. So they really can't make content without being involved in the Hollywood system because, also they're in SAG, right? And then you got the Writers Guild and you got the Producers Guild, right? But in reality, there was just a big part of the strike where they also amended the digital rights for SAG actors and writers. Check that out. So there is a loophole created now that they probably don't know about, that their people don't probably know about, where they can actually create content despite their contracts. And if the studios want to sue them, I can't imagine the studios wanting to sue them and not letting them work. It's like he got dropped from Marvel. So if he goes off of his Marvel fame, if he gets with someone who has black characters, there's a lot of black stories out there with black superheroes. He can play Icon, Taraji could play the Rocket. You know what? I might pitch that myself. Jonathan Majors and Taraji P. Henderson as Icon in the Rocket. I might set that up. I might do a whole Kickstarter around it, right? That's a major project to come. That's from Milestone Comics. I can't imagine Marvel wanting to sue him. I don't know who Taraji P. is under, but I can't imagine Hollywood wanting to sue them for working independently when they're not giving, well, in Jonathan Majors' case, I can't imagine them wanting to sue him when they're not going to give him any more jobs. They're shelving all his work. He's persona non grata. So, you know, the punishment, he's being punished beyond just being railroaded in court and facing a year in prison. It's going to be interesting to see if he gets anything more than community service. It's going to be interesting to see where we know that you have real live people who murder African Americans and they don't get any punishment. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Rittenhouse shot a person, murdered someone, and they found a way to let him off. And the person who sold him, and the person who brought the gun for him got nothing at all. The straw man who brought the gun for him and admitted to buying the gun with the intent of giving it to him got nothing at all, right? So we know that if it's up to the wrong people, as an African American, you're never going to get any justice. And it was a misdemeanor too, so it's like so low on the radar. It's like they must have spent like, well, it's New York, so it don't matter what they spend. But the point is, they invested a lot of money into a misdemeanor trial. Now, I thought I had a thought. I'm trying to recall it. What I would do if I was Jonathan Majors right now is I would just go and I would go on a hiatus for a while. I would just chill, take a sabbatical. I would chill for like a year and I would work on projects myself. Jonathan Majors is a very talented actor and personality, so I'm sure he can make his own work. That's what I would do. I mean, this is not even close to, like I said, anything serious. It's just being railroaded. I'm going to tell you why in a minute, why he got railroaded. But, that's what I was going to say. What we really are seeing is what I call the OJ phenomenon, or the OJ complex. What is the OJ phenomenon? What is the OJ complex? Well, because OJ got acquitted, of a crime he didn't commit, a certain group of people have conspired to make up the verdict, no matter what the crime. So no matter what the crime, a certain amount of people have decided that they are going to convict you. If you're a black man involved with a white woman, they're going to convict you, no matter what. They already made up their mind. It don't matter what the evidence say. It don't matter if Santa Claus comes and says, I did it. It doesn't matter. And that's another strategy that the defense could have used. The defense could have pulled a rabbit out the hat and brung forth someone to testify that they attacked her. Took the fall for it, right? It's a misdemeanor. Come on, you telling me you ain't got no homie that's like, I'll take the hit. This is how you survive, man. This is how you survive in the legal system. You know, it's in Notorious, we see this happening. It's Biggie and his mans, and the cops say, I'm going to put it on one of you. You decide who gets it. And his man say, Biggie, you going to make it. I know you are. I'll take it. And that was the end of it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, come on, man. This is how it really works. Don't be delusional. Now, I'm going to tell you my personal opinion about the whole thing. I think that Marvel was into him for a lot of money. Marvel was into him for a lot of money, as they always do. They make these weird contracts where, like, they paid him a little bit, but if the movie does well, if he did a good job, and he killed his role as Kang in the three projects that he did. He killed his role as Kang, and he did well enough that they were successes. He actually made Quantumania. Nobody wants to watch Quantumania. Nobody cares about Ant-Man. But he made the movie. And so they owed him a lot of money. And they were like, well, wait a minute. We want to go in another direction. We want to get rid of these black male superheroes, right? And maybe also they figured that he's a little bit rough around the edges. He has done some rough projects. You know, it's the Terrence Howard thing all over again. They want someone English and black, not someone American and black, to really play King the Conqueror. Now, that's what they want to do, because they can probably pay him way cheaper. So they said, well, hey, the next movie he does, this is like Marvel. This is like the next 5 projects, right? And they're like, wait a minute, we don't want to pay him this money. So they conspire to jam him up. It's the only thing that makes sense. And that's what they do. It worked for that dude that owned the Clippers. What's his name? Can't think of his name. The guy that had the girl pretend to record him talking about why she liked black athletes. What was his name? And anyway, the team was worth 0, and he sold the team for like $700 million. Or the NBA forced someone to buy the team for $700 million, and he made a profit. The team was worth like $35 million, $40 million, and the NBA found someone to buy it for $700 million. So, I mean, I'm just saying. So anyway, that's my take real quick. I got to go get out of here, get back to the crib, but it's just my take on the Jonathan Major situation. But I want to let African-American actors know, time to make your own stuff. It's time to make your own content. Peace. I'm going to knock my glasses off. Peace.